Hey, you are so excited, aren't you? He's so excited. Did you take a shot?
Are we saying? Are we saying it?
We can always cut the first part. We can always say Merry Christmas, whatever.
We're never gonna get through this. So what am I supposed to say? Okay, I gotta stop laughing first.
Welcome back to another episode of Mom and Son Unplugged. I'm Demonte, the son part of the show.
And I am Melissa, the mom part of the show.
And today we are going to be talking about obsessions and eras and whether it's healthy or not. And before that, we're just going to catch back up a little bit on what we've been up to the past few weeks.
All right, cool. So what have you been up to? It looks like you have some different scenery behind you.
Yeah, so I do have a little bit of a different scenery behind me this time. I moved apartments over the past week, something that's a little bit closer to work and something that keeps me on track with my budget plan for the year. So a little bit of a different scenery and just running, preparing for our half marathon and working. What about you?
Nice. Yeah, so actually DeMonte and I both moved into new apartments this year. I'm slowly getting settled into mine, but last weekend I went to Puerto Rico with my friend and her daughter, and that was a great time. This weekend I have finally had an opportunity to just relax, slowly still trying to get adjusted into the apartment. And yeah, that's about it. In running this past week, I finally officially started my running plan. I had been running, but it was like really sporadically. So this week I really stuck to the plan. And I told one of my friends yesterday, I was like, why is it when I'm running and I see other people running, it looks like they're just frolicking through fields of tulips, but I feel like I'm out there like fighting for my life. And I probably look like I've been hit by a semi truck and I'm struggling for air. So, and I'm praying like that running gets easier. Like it has to get easier, but I'm out there doing it. I'm trying, but I'm really trying to focus on doing better with my time and just like today, I was like, just one more foot in front of the other, one more foot in front of the other. And that's what I kept telling myself. I'm like, all right, just one more step, one more step. But yeah, so that is what I have been up to. Tomorrow's another start to the work week. And yeah, so welcome to episode 14. So I wanted to talk about the obsession or passion about celebrities, see that things that we see online and how much we support or feel like we're part of their lives or feel like we know them. So in my day, we admired celebrities. I wouldn't say we necessarily stalked them, but I think times have changed and I think we see how times have changed.
Yeah, I feel like your time was like pre-digital surveillance. You guys were waiting for magazines or MTV to show something, and that was like as extreme as it could get.
Oh my God, yes. I loved MTV. Loved MTV. We had to wait for the new issues of Teen Bop to come out to see what our celebrities were up to. Because back then, we had paparazzi back then, and that's how we were getting the pictures of our favorite celebrities, where they were at, what they're up to. And you're right, it was the whole pre-digital surveillance. We didn't have access to what they were doing online, and things weren't getting uploaded for us to visually see what our celebrities or who we enjoy following now. We had to wait for those magazines to come out to see what our favorite people were doing. So are we inspired by celebrities, the latest phase that we see on the internet, or are we just addicted to them and that instant rush of the next best thing that we see? So going into eras and obsessions, was obsession healthier before social media, or were we just less honest about it and it's just not out in the open?
I think the biggest one where I always hear people arguing is like, if Drake was around back in the day, would Michael Jackson have still been bigger? because people were still going crazy for Michael Jackson pre social media.
Oh, for certain. For certain. I mean, his music was awesome. I mean, I had a Michael Jackson poster of hanging up in my room with his red leather jacket. Like, it was such a craze back then. Like, I think me and my brother actually shared a red leather jacket that looked like his. It was a huge love for him and admiration of him and his music. People really connected with his music. Honestly, I think it was an obsession. People would cry as soon as they saw him. And I think it has to do with because he wasn't, social media wasn't a thing back then, but their face wasn't on social media like that. And I think when you see something constantly, you're so used to seeing it to where it's like, oh, here they are again. And then back then, you had to wait until they did an interview on a talk show or did an interview on MTV or BET, or there was an article about them in a magazine. So I don't know if it's because they just connected with him on the level of his music. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's interesting because yeah, like you said, people were crying when they saw him, but I feel like social media now makes it like easier to have like dirt on people to make them unlikable. But
Right.
in the same way, and I think we're going to get to it a little bit later, it's like now that like social media is more like algorithm based, was Michael Jackson just getting pushed more than everyone else? Like, was he the early form of like algorithm and it just got played everywhere, or did people actually like his music? Like, you would have been weird if you didn't like him back then, but now there's so many options in my time, different people, and then people who are blown up, they could do one wrong thing and now a bunch of people dislike them.
Right. No, that's a valid point too. And another thing also is back in my day, we would wait for their music video to come out. And that was a big thing. And that was another way to connect with the artist, connect with the song. And that's how we learn to dance as well is okay, what are the latest moves on the music video versus what you see now? We're waiting for the latest line dance to come out on TikTok. So it's such a huge difference. And I think the excitement just built up differently back in the day when you had to wait for it. We knew that a music video was going to get released on this day, and the anticipation and the buildup is what brought that excitement. But I don't know. Like, and honestly, I don't know if people see Drake and cry over him now, like someone did back in the day over Michael Jackson. I don't know if people do that. I guess I'm not that way with celebrities, or I probably wouldn't even know them if they walked past me down the street, to be honest. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I guess that's like what I was gonna say, like to compare, because like back to my point, like people dislike Drake during like the whole like Millie Bobby Brown stuff, and
Oh,
they're
right.
like oh, she was a kid, but then there was things about Michael Jackson and kids, but there
Right.
wasn't social media, so no one could hate him then until it came out way after. But the whole Drake thing was like during it, because it was like so instant. But I guess I agree that like I think it's just because like fame was like more exclusive back in your time. Like
I
sort of like what I
agree.
said, like it was Michael Jackson. Obviously there was like famous people and there was movie stars, but it just seemed like a small group. But
Right.
it was just like worldwide famous back then, or like regional famous. But you could say someone now is like Tampa famous,
Right.
or someone Salt Lake City famous,
Right.
and that could be a thing, but that wasn't a thing back then. Like you were either
Right.
famous or you weren't famous. There wasn't micro influencers. I guess that's what.
Yeah. And actually, I was going to bring up a point. So, Marisol and I, we were at a concert in Orlando last year. And when we were leaving the concert, there was a bunch of people going up to this couple. And Marisol noticed it, and I believe she may have like taken a picture of them and sent it to her daughter and asked Juliana like why are people going up to this person or whatever, and her daughter had said who it was, and they were this quote unquote famous couple on TikTok, and we were like, okay. And I think Marisol actually had followed them on TikTok or whatever, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, like I don't really follow influencers like that to see them on the, I don't know, to see them somewhere and then just go crazy. I wouldn't recognize them. But I do agree with what you're saying. Like we have so many different influencers in all these different regions. I think it's gotten to the point now where it's like anyone can be famous, I guess. Famous in its own right, but
Yeah.
and I feel people are addicted to that because it's like, oh, I want to see what they do next on social media, or I want to see what they talk about next, or, you know?
But yeah, I guess I don't know if like how to say if it were like what era was like better than the other. I think everyone was sort of like in the same lane pre-social media. But now there's, like we said, anyone could be famous for anything now and
Yes.
create their own lane.
Yes. And I think, and it's not a bad or a good thing either. And I do love the opportunities that social media brings, especially for people that have all these different talents. So I think it's so great to see that. And shoot, I had started watching somebody on TikTok making sourdough bread because I was, oh, it was when, yeah, it was when I was out visiting you over Christmas, and it's like, oh, how do you make sourdough? And then now my algorithm is everybody that makes sourdough bread.
I
So
guess
I love it for the fact that people are getting recognized for their talents, and it does almost become an obsession because it's, you go on there and it's like, oh, I can't wait to see them feed their starter today. I can't wait to see how much their starter grows. It's so crazy, and then you just become obsessed with watching people organize their pantries or clean their house. It's crazy how times have changed and what our mind focuses on and our attention span and how many seconds it takes us to get engaged in something online. And I do feel it is starting to become an obsession because now I feel like the obsession is, are we stalking them or
I think if I were to take a stance on whether like current or like older uh like obsession was like healthier, I would almost say that now is better
really?
because it's more individualized to your own interests. Like
Okay.
it's less inspiring. It was less inspiring then. You would watch Michael Jackson and people would cry over Michael Jackson, but I don't think people were like, "Oh, I'm going to be the next." Not as many people would be like, "I'm going to be the best Michael Jackson," or "I'm going to be the next Michael Jackson." But
Right.
you're watching someone who's famous for feeding their sourdough starter, but it's inspiring you to do something that you're interested in now.
No,
Whereas
that is
like
so true. I like that. I like your perspective on that.
like my buddy and I, who I run with all the time, when me and him met, it wasn't over these two creators that we both happen to watch, but it's two guys our age who started doing like workout videos, and then now they started their own brand. But
Oh,
now
that's
they have
awesome.
now they have like a community that is like their niche, and I would say they're micro influencers. But now my buddy is like, okay, now I want to start posting every day. So it's just expanding on his interest. But if that was the way it was back then, I don't think everyone would have been like, oh, I'm going to be the next person who works out and builds a brand.
Right.
I don't know.
No, I like that perspective.
It's more individualized.
I think also in this era, people are really starting to see how much it takes to be great at something or to do really well. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because back then, before social media, before phones, before internet, it's like, would you stand in line for hours for concert tickets? You know, how much money would you save up to buy a particular brand that was hot back then, that someone looked at it and was like, oh, she's cool because she has the latest Guess outfit, or even Express was big back then, or a Coach handbag. Like, oh, she's doing big things because she has these name brands. And I don't know if people would do that today, stand in line for hours and hours.
I think the only difference is now you're sitting in a waiting room
Right.
on an app, but it's like I think it's almost better now because it's we've talked about it before, but it's like is social media making it more isolating or connecting? But now I feel like it's more of a if you know you know thing.
Mm.
Because like back then, like you said, you could have saved up for the apple bottom jeans, and everyone
Oh
would be
my
like,
God, I think
man,
I had a pair.
and everyone would be like, man, they have the apple bottom jeans, but that's all everyone knew.
Yes.
But now, if apple bottom jeans came out, it would
I
happen, and
can't even believe you know about apple bottom jeans.
it would happen, and I wouldn't even know unless
Right.
someone else who knew, and
Right.
then now you'd be like, wow, they have that, and no one else knows.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with what you're saying because people want that exclusivity. Like, man, how did they get that? And yeah, that's how it was. Like, we would hear a song and they would talk about a particular brand, and it's like, oh, well, shoot, I got to save money so that way I can be cool and wear what this person is singing about.
Like that's all everyone knew though.
Yes.
But now it's like I get just because I know I'm like getting a little bit into like clothes. Right? I guess it's like a really good example. Like when we went skiing and
Hmm.
I was like, man, all these people are wearing a Canada Goose and it's like a
Yeah.
$1,000 jacket. I don't know if I mean it's a big brand, I know that. But I feel like it's a if you know you know thing.
Mm.
Cause like a coworker wore one to work one time and I was like, man, I like your jacket. Cause I know they're nice,
Yeah.
but no one else was asking about the jacket. But if it were apple bottom jeans, everyone would be like, man, like I don't know.
But would you spend money on it?
I had the money for it.
Okay. But it's a nice jacket and you will be certified warm. But since you have started really going skiing and stuff in Salt Lake City, and this particular jacket, would you be buying it more for yourself or more for the status because you know what it represents? Like, oh man, that guy has that jacket. Like, he must be doing big things.
I think it's gonna sound bad, but it'll probably be for the status more than anything. Like he had it enough to go buy $1,000 jacket, but my $40 Amazon jacket has always done just fine. So I guess that brings up a good question, like obsessions now compared to then. Like when you had your red Michael Jackson jacket, you weren't buying it for status. You were buying it to identify that you were like a diehard Michael
A
Jackson
huge
fan.
fan.
Yeah,
I couldn't wait until it was my turn to wear it to school
yeah.
because like I loved that jacket and I loved what it represented. Like, I'm supporting the artist.
So I guess this, so I guess this brings up like the question, like, is it for status or identity? And then before we started recording, you were telling me about a dog that got left at the Vegas airport.
Yeah, so this was one of the inspirations of why I wanted to talk about obsessions and social media. And there was a particular headline or a news article that came out on social media, video that came out on social media about an owner that had left their dog at the ticket counter at the Las Vegas airport. She was trying to get her ticket changed or whatever, and she walked away and left her dog at the counter, like intentionally. And this made headline news that this dog got left there by the owner. And then after that, there was other news articles on social media coming out about thousands of people had put in applications to adopt the dog. So that made me think, man, are people just trying to adopt this dog for a story, for validation? Because I'm pretty certain there's a lot of animal shelters out there that tons of dogs and cats and other animals that are up for adoption. So if you really want a pet, how come you're not going to the shelters and adopting those animals that got left by their owners? But
Yeah.
yet this one dog is making social media headlines, and then now you want to adopt a dog. I just feel like they're looking for a story, looking for validation, like, oh, I'm the one that adopted this dog that got left. So it's like, come on, people. Don't do it for the wrong reasons. Yeah, so that's what drove me to for this whole episode is the obsessions or the addictions of having trying to be connected to something, or are you doing it for a story or validation, kind of like the clothes thing? Are you doing it for validation or for yourself? Is this something that you really want?
Yeah, I think the dog one is pretty interesting because I think some people will use it to just tell people, like,
Yeah.
yeah, did you see that? Well, here's my like hero complex, and I was one of the thousands
Yes.
who offered to do it. But if push came to shove and they got selected, they'd probably be like, man, what'd I get myself into?
Right. Yeah. So that kind of just blew my mind when I was just starting to really sit back and think about that whole situation in itself. I think people just, yeah, just become internet obsessed,
Yeah, or some people want to take it and then make an Instagram page for the dog and then like,
trying to get a paycheck.
yeah, just ride
That
that
poor
out.
dog. He just wants to live his best life, and people are trying to cash in on a payday. Man,
Because there's like famous dogs like
there are.
on TikTok and stuff. So that would be like the perfect like
Oh,
you
yeah.
already have the story already wrote itself. Like
Yeah.
you already got people's attention
Yeah.
and you just need to like capitalize a little bit on it, I guess.
No, and it's sad. Like people are always waiting for a payday, and then those thousands of people applying for that dog, they saw dollar signs, not trying to open up a loving home for him. Man,
But it's
poor,
interesting
poor Lassie.
because it's interesting because people say that that's how people use like reality TV shows.
Oh
Like
yeah. Oh my God.
people get on
Yes.
Love Island and then now they built their brand because they don't act like themselves on camera. But that's like
Right.
a whole nother thing, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's so true. Like back in the day, oh my God, I loved Real World. Like Real World back in the day, that to me that was reality TV. Seven strangers were brought together to live in a house, and like they were figuring out life. And real world stuff came up taping these episodes, and I loved this show.
Was that scripted or no?
No, I don't think it was scripted. Maybe as many seasons came on after, maybe it got scripted, but man, those first few ones, like New York and Boston, and there was one out in California. Man, those ones, I think it was San Francisco, but those ones were good.
Hmm. I guess I'm trying to think because like you also like Jersey Shore, and it's like
Oh yeah, Jersey Shore was good. I like
because
Jersey
like
Shore.
it gave you I don't know, it's like a different perspective. Like it's more intrusive. Like that was like the first like intrusiveness. Like Real World and
Yeah.
Jersey Shore, Keeping Up the Kardashians was like
Oh,
your
keeping up the Kardashians for sure.
that was like your segue into like
Yeah, of connecting, of you thinking you're connecting with with celebrities, or okay, what's going on in people's lives? Like I guess we're just nosy in nature. But yeah, we feel like we know these people, and we start to feel like, "Oh, well, I support you. I watch your social media, I watch your shows." And then I think people just feel entitled, like they can just walk up to them at any time and be like, "Can we have a picture?" Like,
yeah yeah
which is
that's
crazy.
but like people I don't know if people would have felt like that with Michael Jackson.
No, I think people would, you
Asked to
know,
take pictures, but that's because he was
yeah.
like the star.
Autographs was huge back then. I mean, they probably still are, maybe not as much. I don't know. I mean, now you have, people bring big old signs to concerts, write crazy stuff on it to get the artist's attention. And yeah, all part of the experience. You bring up a good point about reality TV, especially Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Jersey Shore.
Like the first ones,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't
Like
say
you can
early.
tell those weren't really scripted.
Yeah, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure some parts were, but like I don't think Kim lost her ring in the water. like faking it.
Her earrings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that goes to show I'm a supporter. I don't know, she probably did. I don't know. I'm probably spending too much time thinking about it. So do you think, especially with artists now, whoever your favorite artists are, the amount of money that people spend to see the artist perform. So do you think, okay, so here's a good example. You know how Chris Brown, when he's doing his concerts, he sells tickets for meet and greets. And then he starts doing pictures. So have you seen like the headlines about this? How women will pay like $1,000 to take any type of picture pose with Chris Brown. So do you think they're doing that for show or just to be in that proximity with their favorite artist or just something to put on the gram?
I think proximity. I think deep down people don't care that much. I mean, unless it's just because I'm not like starstruck by anyone. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would pay all my money to have a meet and greet with Drake. Like I don't even know if I'd pay all my money to go watch him. Just because of like
Right.
just because I could just watch what I want to watch online or like listen to what I want to listen to whenever I want already.
Right.
Like me meeting him won't change my life.
I love that you think like that. I love that you have your head on straight and you don't go crazy spending a bunch of money like doing stuff like that. And like you've never been a named brand person either, like buying name brand expensive shoes or clothing or anything like that. Like that's never been you.
Yeah. So I think people are just buying it to like close the gap of knowing them even more, I guess.
Probably, yeah. Hey, it's their money.
Yeah.
That would never be me. I would not spend thousands of dollars to go to a Chris Brown meet and greet. Like I like him as an artist, but I don't think I would do that. I wouldn't do that with any artist. And I'm the same way as you. That is not going to have any effect on my life one way or another.
Yeah.
No, like me putting that picture of me and Chris Brown on Instagram, I don't think it's going to increase my bank account any.
Whoa.
Nope. Yeah. So I don't know.
So
So, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, was there a brand that you like ever bought to impress other people?
Oh my God, yes. It was probably, I don't know, maybe I think it must have been when I was probably like in my 30s, when BB first came out.
That was
I
your
would
thing.
buy those clothes just because I wanted people thinking I got it like that. Like I would BB it up. Like I had
You had the zip
dresses.
up,
Yep.
the sweats.
Yep. I
You would
had
have thought you were a BB
everything.
athlete.
Like I had dresses, I had shoes, yep, tops, bottoms, jeans, you name it. I was a brand ambassador before ambassadors became a thing. But I would buy it just to show that, yeah, I got it like that. Even though I probably didn't have it like that, I just wanted to, I don't know, just be that person that people looked at and was like, she can buy those expensive ass clothes. I don't know why I did that. That was so dumb. Like I could care less about like name brand stuff now. I think it's such a waste of money because I don't like wearing clothes that has the brand name on them because I'm not getting paid to display their clothing.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Someone
think
else is
so.
though. That's like the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like
And they
there's
get it
already
for free.
Nike, yeah, and there's already Nike athletes that advertise stuff. Like
Right.
and people will wear like the biggest Nike logo on a shirt
Oh my God, I
when
hate
it's
that.
when it's just like a Amazon blank t-shirt with a Nike logo on it for $40.
Yeah, yeah, I don't like names all over clothing like that. I think it's just too flashy for me.
So was BB like your I made it moment?
Honestly, I don't think it was. I think that was just me just trying to be cool in Alaska, because when I was in Alaska, that's when the store first came out there. But no, I think my first, I got it like that. I think it was when I bought my first BMW. I was just like, okay, I was like, I got it going on, I got it. And that was in 2015. I got that, or yeah, 2015 I got that car.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, all right. I was like, I'm doing big things.
I mean, that's still a big thing. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
but
Yeah.
I think you made it like more for yourself than
Yeah, that was more for me than showing off or anything like that. Yeah. Because, like, now when people say, oh, you have a, like, when people compliment my car, I'm definitely way more humble. I'm just like, I was like, it's a car. It gets me from point A to point B.
yeah.
What about you? Was there any brand or anything that you ever bought that you did just to impress?
I think there was some like more for myself where I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna put this on and people are gonna be like, oh, like he has a little bit. Like I know like when I bought my car, I like went to the North Face outfit and I got like that North Face like puffer jacket that I always wear,
Which car, though?
the Audi.
Oh, the Audi. Okay.
And I was like, man, now I have an Audi and like a North Face puffer jacket.
Nice.
Like I
Doing
have my
big
ducks in a
things.
row. But I wore it to death. Like there's like feathers poking out of it right now. So I don't know if it was more for like everyone else or like I just needed a Utah jacket
You
for the
probably
winter.
needed a Utah jacket.
I think everything that I buy that could impress other people serves like a
It
actual
serves a
purpose.
purpose.
It's not
Yeah.
like I've bought things and I'm like I'm only gonna wear this out to crowds.
Mm.
Like
So is
the people who like only like or they'll rent like a Lamborghini and like just drive downtown all the time. Like
I hate that. Oh,
I don't
I
think I've had something
hate
like
that so
that.
much. It's so cringy.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I don't like Miami at all, because if you go down there, there'll be so many guys that will rent those exotic cars, and it's just like, come on now, like nobody cares about that shit, and the
Yeah.
people that care about it are probably as shallow as a kiddie pool, like, but they're only looking for one thing anyway. But and I guess the car will do it, I don't know. So is there anything that you have gotten that gave you that moment of, oh, I've made it?
Probably like probably my first like the BMW, like my first.
Oh, okay.
Even though
I
like I
thought
didn't
I thought he was gonna say your apartment, like your very first apartment.
no, because everyone has apartments and everyone has BMW. So I don't know why I thought. I think having a BMW in high school, even though it wasn't like a brand new one,
No, but
I
still,
I was like, man, I was like, I have a luxury.
yeah, it's very rare that kids your age would have a BMW as their first car.
But I think that was like more of like the brand thing because people had new Jeeps and stuff like that. But I always
Yeah.
thought mine was just better, even though it was like 10 years older. Like my car was
Yeah.
10 years older. I still felt like mine was better.
Yeah.
That, but I think that's really it.
Okay.
But yeah, not my apartment because I feel like everyone has to have like everyone needs a place to live.
Yeah,
It
but
was weird thinking that
it's not a crack house.
Saturday, but I know, but it was weird yesterday when we cleaned all of it. I was like, we're leaving the first place I had on my own.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It may be like my collection of nice alcohol. But yeah, that's just like it's almost like when people collect watches, I think. That's just my thing right now.
Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that.
My Class A Azul collection.
Nice.
But that's not like crazy, crazy expensive, like car expensive though.
No, no, it's not a car note.
So do you think that obsession has changed from like old times to new times?
It just has expanded.
Like
And
access has changed.
I was going to say access has changed because now we are able to get more into the lives of people we watch, people that I would say we kind of admire, I guess, from what we see from what they display themselves to be. But we don't really know them. But I do feel access has definitely changed to make people think that we know celebrities or the influencers more than what we really do.
Yeah.
But it definitely has transpired over time, and that even goes back to how the definition of an obsessive fan came about, because Eminem did that song Stan, that song came out in 2000, and it became part of the dictionary in 2019.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that just shows over time how much an obsession transpires and grows. And that was a good song, but it was just so crazy that that word made it in the dictionary as it meaning an obsessive fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eminem is quite the lyricist.
So yeah, maybe we're not more obsessed now. We just have Wi-Fi to change the way that people obsess, I guess.
Everything's at our fingertips. Like
Yeah.
if we want it, it's there. Phones make it so easily accessible for people to take pictures, upload them, and it's like, oh, I just saw. Actually, I said, I'm literally like an obsessive fan. I was on TikTok, and this is when you can get real-time information, and somebody had posted, "Oh, I just saw Bad Bunny at a restaurant in I think Brazil or whatever." So I sent it to Marisol, and I was like, we need to manifest that we see Benito in Portugal. Like we need to come across him in a coffee shop. So I guess it goes to that obsession of, hey, we know they're in this city. Let's see if we can track them down.
Yeah.
And it is so crazy. We sound like such fangirls now because before we went to Puerto Rico, she had sent me a video of Daddy Yankee hiking, and she was like, "We need to find out where he hikes at in Puerto Rico, so that way we can, so that way we can meet Daddy Yankee." So yeah, I mean, I guess we're worse, worse than we used to be, because that just really, I forgot about that. That's a full circle moment of I feel we're crazier now. Our access is more prominent now than what it was before, and I think it makes us want to get closer to them. Like, oh, I just want to see them in person. I want a picture with them. Just to say we did. I don't know. Just to say we did.
I was about to say, I think it just makes it a little bit easier to want to follow and be engaged with someone because celebrities now are more like their own brand.
Yeah. Yep, they are too. And we be buying it up. We buy the brand. But yeah, so to all of our listeners, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Mom and Son Unplugged. And let us know what you think about obsession, addiction to celebrities, or everything that we follow online, whether it be on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. Hopefully, you're obsessed with us on YouTube. So like and follow and send to someone that you think that connects to our platform. And this has been a fun episode talking about this and the different eras of obsession and addictions with who we connect to online. So we hope that you guys are connecting with us online, and drop us a comment. And we will see you for episode 15.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching.
All right. Adios.
Adios. Bye.
And that's a wrap.
Cheers. Oh, no, I should say, and that's a wrap as well, huh?
Probably.
Okay, we'll do that again.
Thanks for tuning in.
That's
Cheers. And that's a wrap.